The dream of the title defense is still alive.
Straight sets for Novak Djokovic. Alcaraz on Sunday is the date. Djokovic is deposed. There's a new king of centre court.
Just brilliant from Alcaraz.
Oh, class from every area.
I'm ready to take the challenge and I'll go for it.
Absolute rocket from Novak Djokovic.
Tennis architect in the Michelangelo mould.
Glorious.
Never get tired of watching this young man.
Oh, that is out of this world.
Oh, fabulous grass court tennis.
Oh, flying now, Carlos Alcaraz.
Beautiful. So sweet.
I know history is on the line, and that's a great motivation.
Hello and welcome along to Jaguar Wimbledon Daily Review with me, Sid Gooley, as we bring you all the action from the final day of the championship, which culminated in a little bit of history. Carlos Alcaraz, the 21-year-old Spaniard, defeated Novak Djokovic in the final to become the youngest back-to-back winner at Wimbledon since Boris Becker in 1986, unsurprisingly making this clash our Jaguar match of the day.
The final day of the 2024 Wimbledon Championships is upon us.
Carlos Alcaraz versus Novak Djokovic. A repeat of last year's showpiece. But this time, Alcaraz dominated from start to finish, crushing Djokovic in straight sets to retain his Wimbledon title.
The young king of centre court retains the crown. A master craftsman at
21 years of age. The number 3 seed came out blazing, breaking Djokovic twice.
Way away. A first double fault, but what an important one. A double break. Is this set over at 4-1?
And his clinical gameplay powered him to a commanding 6-2 win in the first set.
Playing the first sets.
First blood, Alcaraz.
The dominance continued in the second set.
This is now a really commanding lead. A break at the beginning of the second, just as there was a break of serve beginning of the first.
The 21-year-old broke Djokovic twice again, thanks to errors from the 7-time Wimbledon champion.
That's heavy, and it's 2 sets to love. Defending champion Djokovic absolutely disarmed in every way. It is so hard to see how he's going to come back into this match. If there's a way, he'll find it.
Djokovic was in the hunt for a spark to ignite his game, and it came in the third set.
That's a huge outpouring of emotion for Novak Djokovic.
The number 3 seed fought valiantly, even getting a chance to break the defending champion. But Alcaraz capitalized on every opportunity. Moments later, Alcaraz was up 40-0 with 3 match points. But Djokovic, ever the fighter, broke back.
Well. Can you believe that?
What have we just witnessed? This is going to get interesting.
Come the tie-break, Alcaraz, with his nerves of steel, successfully defended his Wimbledon crown.
Centre court retains the crown. A master craftsman at 21 years of age.
What makes this win so special is that by claiming his 4th Grand Slam,
The gentleman's singles champion for 2024 from Spain, Carlos Alcaraz.
Alcaraz has lifted 4 major trophies at the age of 21. Not even Djokovic, Federer or Nadal achieved that feat so young. A truly historic moment for tennis.
Obviously not the result that I wanted, and of course, especially in the first couple of sets, the level of tennis that wasn't up to par really from my side. But I mean, credit to Carlos for really playing some amazing tennis, very complete tennis from back of the court, serve. I mean, he had it all today. I tried to push him, save the 3 match points and extended the match a little bit, but it wasn't meant to be. Really, he was an absolutely deserved winner today. So huge congratulations to him for amazing tennis. A little bit of a disappointment right now as we're talking 10 minutes after the match finished. But when I reflect, I'm sure, on the last couple of weeks, and not only a couple of weeks, but as you mentioned, last 4 to 5 weeks, and really what I've been through, along with, of course, with my team members and family, I have to say that I'm very satisfied, because Wimbledon has always been a childhood dream tournament of mine, and always wanted to be here, play on the center stage. I try to remind myself of sometimes how surreal the feeling is of being here. And even though I was playing so many matches in my life and being really blessed to be fighting for the trophy 10 times in my career, as you mentioned. But, every single time I step on this court, it feels like the first time. So, I'm a child living my childhood dream once again. So thank you for that.
Well, honestly, it is a dream for me winning this trophy. I think an interview when I was 12 or 11 years old, I said that my dream is to win Wimbledon. So I'm repeating, my dream. I want to keep going, but obviously it's a great feeling to play in this court, in this beautiful court, to live this amazing trophy. I'm gonna say, or I said it before, that for me this is the most beautiful tournament, the most beautiful court, and obviously the most beautiful trophy. Djokovic, Novak is unbelievable fighter. I knew that he was going to have his chances again, so I had to stay there. I tried to win the point with the serve. He couldn't, but it was difficult. It was difficult for me. I tried to stay calm. I tried to stay positive on that situation, going to the tiebreak, and I tried to play my best tennis. That's all I was thinking about. Really glad that at the end I could find the solutions. I'm really happy to being in this situation, and obviously playing a great tiebreak.
Joining us now is 2024 newly crowned champion Carlos Alcaraz. Carlos, you made history. You're the youngest back-to-back champion at Wimbledon since 1986 in Boris Becker. How do you reflect on making history in your win today?
Well, I think it's an unbelievable achievement for me. Being Wimbledon champion back-to-back, being Roland Garros champion and Wimbledon champion the same year. So it's something great, something that honestly I didn't expect. To do it so fast, but I'm really happy about it. It's something that I'm working on every day to achieve that thing. So it has been a great match, a great achievement, and right now all I think is try to keep going.
Many congratulations, thank you. Joining us now, I'm thrilled to say, is Indian tennis legend and a good friend of the show, Vijay Amritraj. Vij, thanks for your time. Pure dominance from Carlos Alcaraz. Where was that match won and lost?
Well, it looked like it started with that very first game, as a matter of fact, which took about 15 minutes, the opening service game itself for Djokovic. And when that went Alcaraz's way, it looked like right away there was the momentum shift. The body language itself with Djokovic made a huge difference right from the second game onwards. And very quickly, with that double break of serve, there went the first set at 6-2. At this point in time, it was starting to look like an uphill battle for Djokovic. And that's exactly what happened. Once he got himself into a hole in the second set, the hole just got deeper thereafter. The interesting thing was, at 6-2, 6-2, 5-4, where there was a little bit of a glimmer, maybe if you want to call it that, to be able to extend the match into a fourth set. But again, from 5-4, 40 love, the defending champion faltered just for one single moment. 6 straight points that he lost from 5-4, 40 love in the third set to squeeze it out. But he reset very quickly in time for the tiebreak to be able to squeeze it out in 3 straight sets. Alcaraz's game today was near perfect. He hits the ball so hard from the back of the court, for which Djokovic had no answer. And more importantly, the errors from Djokovic simply came because of the quickness of Alcaraz at the baseline, so you're forced to do more. I used to call Rafael Nadal a one-man Spanish armada. I think that term now reflects well for Carlos Alcaraz.
Let's talk about that third set, Vij, and that glimmer of hope that Novak Djokovic had. Could he have done anything different?
I'm not quite sure the way Alcaraz played, and I think today he played at between the 95 and 100% to be able to, especially the first 2.5 sets, it was completely flawless. And the pace with which he struck the ball was overpowering a champion of Djokovic's caliber. Not very much that Djokovic could have done. We can say easily make a few more less unforced errors, but that's difficult to do when a man is so quick on the other side of the court and he's chasing down everything. So you try to go, margin of error gets less, you try to go closer to the lines, and you start to miss a lot more. So it's exactly what happened with Djokovic. Felt sorry for him at times, but at the end of the day, you know what? He was just beaten by a better player on the day, and someone who's really going to carry the torch for the next decade.
Well, he may have lost to the better man today, Vij, but where does Novak Djokovic go from here?
Djokovic regroup, make sure he's fit again, make sure the knee has no problems at all by the time he gets to the hard court season and gets to potentially the Canadian Open and of course the ATP Championships in Cincinnati before he gets to the US Open. Hard courts are much tougher on joints, on knees, hips, shoulders, elbows, whatever it might be. Hard courts are much tougher. So I think he'll have his hands full just getting ready physically to be able to get to the Open.
And finally, a quick word on Carlos Alcaraz, back-to-back Wimbledon champion. Just how far can the Spaniard go?
Well, sky's the limit. It's all a question now of 2 things, desire and fitness. And one has to match the other. Needless to say, he's done the hard work and he knows what it is to do as far as the work is concerned. But he's going to have to stay well for a long period of time and ward off a lot of challenges that are going to be coming along, as the big 3 did in the last 15 years. Alcaraz is clearly the front runner at this point. The world's #1, in my humble opinion. And even though the rankings might or might not show it, I think it will. But Carlos Alcaraz really deserves the #1 spot. He's playing the best tennis of his life and certainly the best in the world.
Many thanks indeed, Vij, and I'm delighted to say joining us now is India's Davis Cup coach, Zishan Ali. Zishan, thanks for joining us. Have we just seen the passing of the baton?
Yeah, absolutely. I think this year more than last year, I think he was very much in command of the match. I think he was a lot more composed and he played like a true champion. I mean, not that he didn't last year, but I think, you know, the change of baton, as you said, I think it was made very, very apparent and that it was very official this year that the new brigade, the new next gen of tennis players are definitely here to stay.
Well, Zishan, it seemed as though Novak Djokovic was at 6s and 7s and simply had no answer for Alcaraz's dominance.
Absolutely. A very, the first game itself that went into 10 minutes and Novak struggling to hold serve. You know, I just felt that his movement, which he's so famously known for, you know, his court coverage and everything, was not up to the mark today. Of course, not taking anything away from Carlos with the way he was hitting the ball off his forehand and backhand and moving Novak around. But yeah, definitely very uncharacteristic of Novak to not be able to hold serve or go ahead in the first two sets and not really playing 100% of what he's capable of and what he's known for. After having won 7 Wimbledons, we thought that it would be a great chance for him to come back and win another one.
Are we now seeing a version of Alcaraz that's perhaps even more frightening than what we saw 12 months ago?
Yeah, absolutely. I think a much more complete player this year than he was last. I mean, last year, he won the tournament in 5 sets, beating Novak in the final. This year, very, very convincing win of 6-2, 6-2, 7-6. Shows that, he's an all-court player, shows that he has the capacity and the capabilities to win these Grand Slams in all surface. So definitely, I think, winning it first year is always tough. Coming back and winning it the next year round is something that very, very few players have done in the past. And Carlos is definitely now in that club of, a few of those players that have done it, twice in a row.
And finally, Zishan, next up is Flushing Meadows. Do you think he can go ahead and win the US Open and perhaps complete the set at next year's Aussie Open?
Well, I don't think he's going to be looking at the Australian Open just as yet. I mean, I think the next target for him would be obviously the US Open, which is next slam in line. And with the way he's playing, the way he's hitting the ball, he's 21 years old. He's at the prime of his, fitness level, and having won 4 Grand Slams, reached the finals of 4 and having won 4 is obviously going to give him a hell of a lot of confidence and the belief in himself that he has the capacity, he has the potential, he has the talent, and he's got the fire and the belly to go ahead and win another, God knows how many more Grand Slams. But yeah, definitely we're going to see him win a hell of a lot more as the years go by.
Many thanks indeed, Zishan, and my thanks also, of course, to Vijay Amritraj for their expert analysis and their continued support throughout the course of our coverage from right here at Wimbledon. Plenty more action to bring you on the other side of this short break, but first, let's have a look at today's Play of the Day.
To that ball. How on earth did he chase that down?
30.
Look at this volley here.
Nicely done by Djokovic, but the speed, the slide.
Welcome back to Jaguar Wimbledon Daily Review with me, Sid Kohli, as we wrap up the final day of the championships. Before we go any further, let's take a moment and relish and enjoy the top aces of the day.
Game Zelensky shave. New balls, please. 40-30. 40 love. That's all. Okay, Alcaraz.
Taking complete flip of last year's final.
30 love.
Wow.
Alcaraz. Game. Alcaraz.
Elsewhere, there were champions crowned in the mixed doubles as the all-Mexican pair of Juliana Olmos and Santiago Gonzalez took on Shea Su Wei and Jan Jelinski.
Some early smashing practice. Last one on the bounce didn't go too well. Zielinski and Shea are the dominant force in mixed doubles right now as they secure their second major title of 2024. Their first Wimbledon title as a pair. And in truth,
well, that's all the time we have on this, the final edition of Jaguar Wimbledon Daily Review. We hope you enjoyed our continued coverage on Star Sports. Thanks for tuning in. And before we let you go, let's have a look at the best rallies from the final day at Wimbledon. Thank you and goodbye.
Tim, you said this a bunch, his dexterity and... It's good width on the forehand wing from Carlos there. See Novak trying to press. Can't really do much more now. 6-2, 3-1. Got to go for broke. The first love 30.
Love 30.
The Alcaraz serve. We're at the edge of our seat.
15-30.